friends, Michaela Kate here, and I wanted to share another story today about a famous leader in our history. This time the leader is Martin Luther King Jr. And you've probably all heard his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. But what's crazy to me, and I heard recently, is that part of the speech almost never happened. And maybe you've heard this before, but it was amazing to me as I was hearing the story was during the speech, Martin, it was kind of towards the end of his speech, and he started to fumble a little bit. And in that moment, one of his friends from the back of the kind of crowd yelled out, "Hey, Martin, tell him about the dream." And it was at that moment when Martin then went into the famous "I Have a Dream" speech. And it's amazing to me that at that time when, the crowd was supposed to be quiet, it was supposed to, just listen in, his friend who was Mahalia Jackson, she was a famous gospel singer back in the day. And the months prior, they had developed a relationship in terms of just a friendship that were just encouraging each other in the civil rights movement. And I just love the significance of that moment that she saw her friend who was kind of stumbling and had the courage to say, "Hey, Martin, tell him about the dream. Tell him about the most important part passion that burns within you. So you want to tell him actually about more than anything." And I think it's just such significance that just struck a chord with me, especially being a life coach where so many people, I hear so much about, what's my destiny? What's my purpose? What am I supposed to do with my life? And although I think it's good to pursue and kind of discover what that is, I think so often we miss the significance that our destiny, our success is really tied to each other. And just like in that moment, when she had the courage to say to her friend, "Hey, tell him about the dream," I think we need to be people as well, friends as well, be in relationships as well that are encouraging one another, that know each other's dreams, that know what we're passionate about, that know our goals, our plans, our desires, so that at the proper time, at the right time, we too can say, "Hey man, go for it," or "Hey, tell them about this," or "Hey, now's your time to step out." Whatever it is, I think I just love that story and that significance. And to me, in our history books and in the things we talk about with the "I Have a Dream" speech, to me, that should be one of the most important parts that gets told of, is the friend Mahalia Jackson who knew the dreams of her friends, who had the courage in that time to say, "Hey, tell them about what's just burning in your heart." And so I think we almost need to lift her up just as much as we do Martin Luther King Jr. And especially just with one another, to be, as you go about your week, to be thinking about with your friends and talking about with your friends, what are your dreams, what are your passions, what are your desires? And hopefully at the right time, we can be one another that lifts each other up and just at the proper time says, "Hey, tell them about the dream." So some food for your thought for your week. And until next time, thanks so much.